For question number 7, the first part, I'm going to attempt the first part, and it says that a bag contains 25 cards numbered through 1 to 25. A card is drawn at random. What is the probability that the number on the card drawn is a multiple of 5? So let's write down the multiples of 5 and then we will find its probability. So multiples of 5 on the card are, so these are 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. These are multiples of 5. And the total numbers are 25 and multiples of 25. If we count them, these are 5. So probability of multiple of 5 will be total cards, number of multiples of 5 divided by total cards. So multiples of 5. So multiples of 5 are 5 and the total cards are 25. So this is equal to 1 by 5. Okay, now moving on to second part. Now, the second part says that we have to find the probability of the perfect squares. So perfect squares from 1 to 25. These are from 1 to 25. And the perfect squares are 1, 4, 9, 16, and 25. So the probability of perfect squares. Perfect squares are 5 and these are 25. So this is equal to 1 by 5. Now, third one is to find the probability of the prime numbers. So let's write down the prime numbers. So the prime numbers are, one is neither prime nor composes a 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, and 23. And if we count them, these are 9. So probability of prime numbers from 1 to 25. So these are 90 numbers, so 9 by 25 is the probability. Okay, moving on to the second question. A man covers a distance of 100 km traveling with a uniform speed of x km per hour. Had the speed been this, it would take 1 hour less. If they had the speed been 5 km per hour more, find the ordinal speed. So let the ordinal speed be x km per hour. This is the second part. So let ordinal speed be x km per hour. And distance is 100 km. So distance is equal to 100 km. Now, the time in this case, when the ordinal speed time is given by distance by speed, which is 100 by x, and it's in hours. Okay, now the new speed. Let's consider the new speed, which if had been 5 km per hour more. So for this is new speed. And the distance, this new speed is for the same distance, that is 100 kilometer, and now we will get the new time. So when the speed is increased in this case, so this is once again distance by time, which is now this time is x plus 5 hours. Now here the speed is increased, so this time is less as compared to this time. So this time its value is more than new time, because in this case the speed is increased, so we will take less time to cover the same distance. So this one is more, and the difference between these two times is 1 hour. So it's given that it's 1 hour less. Okay, so this is now going to a quadratic equation, and LCM is x into x plus 5, And now it's 100 into x plus 5 minus 100x is equal to 1, which gives me 100x plus 500 minus 100x. And let's multiply this and cross multiply, so x squared plus 5x. And this gets cancelled, and our equation is x squared plus 5x minus 500 is equal to 0. Now, let's try to solve this quadratic equation, and we know that 25 into 20 is 500. So this is x squared plus this is 25x minus 20x minus 500 is equal to 0. So here it's x plus 25 and negative 20, which is also we take common, so x plus this is 25 is equal to 0. So x plus 25 is common, and this is x minus 20 is equal to 0, which gives me either x plus 25 is equal to 0 or x minus 20 is equal to 0, which is x is equal to 20 and x is equal to negative 25. Speed cannot be negative, so this is not rejected, and original speed is equal to 20 kilometer per hour. Okay, which is 20 kilometer per hour. Moving on to the third part. Okay, for third part, where it's a solid, is in the shape of a hemisphere of radius 7 centimeter, surmounted by a cone. This is the cone, this is the hemisphere, and they have the same radius, and its height is 4 centimeter. The solid is immersed completely in a cylindrical container filled with water to a certain height. And if the radius of this cylinder is 14 centimeter, so we have to find the rise in level. So let's say this was the original. So this is the original for water, and let's say this h becomes is the rise, is the height to which water rises. Now the water that rises, this volume will be equal to the volume of the solid immersed. So we are going to use this concept. Volume of water raised, which is in the shape of a cylinder, is equal to the volume of solid immersed. And let's say let H be the rise in water level. And the volume which rises is also in the shape of a cylinder, so H be the rise in water level. And according to question, so volume of solid immersed is equal to volume of water raised, or the volume of water that raised in the form of cylinder, because liquid takes the same of shape of the container. So the volume that is raised is takes the shape of the cylinder, and that's equal to the volume of solid immersed. So volume of solid immersed, the solid is in the form of the cone. So this is 1 by 3 pi r square h height of the cone. So height of the cone is 4 centimeters. So this is 4. And okay, let me write it here as to make it more understandable. This is volume of cone plus volume of hemisphere. And this will be the volume of cylindrical rise, the volume of cylinder. Okay, so volume of cone is 1 by 3 pi r square, and the radius of the cone and the hemisphere is same, which is 7 centimeter. So 1 by 7 square into height of the cone is 4 centimeter plus volume of hemisphere, which is 2 by 3 pi r square. Radius is 7 square and height, okay, 2 by 3 pi r cube. It's pi r cube. Cylinder will pi into radius is 14 and h be the height of the cylinder. So radius is 14 centimeter. Okay, which gives me this is pi and 7 square is common. So which is 4 by 3, which is 4 by 3. So pi into 7 square, which is 4 by 3. Actually, we can take pi by 3 common. So if pi by 3 into 7 square is common, we are left with 4 here. So this is 2 into 7, which is equal to pi into 14 square is 14 into 14 into h. Now pi gets cancelled. 7 square is 7 into 7 by 3. 4 plus 14 is equal to 14 into 14 into h. So 7 2s are is 14, 7 2s are is 14. And this is 18 by 3 is equal to 4h. So h is equal to, this is 12 by 18. So we have got the height, and this is 3/4, that actually this should be height is equal to 18 by 12. So 2 9s are is 18 and 2 6 are 12, or rather we can use 6 3s are is 18, 6 2s are 12. So this is 1.5 centimeters height. So rise in level of the water is 1.5 centimeter. Okay, let's move on to the next question. That is question number 8. This was question number 7.